All right, today we're going to talk about creating with fun, not from a place of have to or should or making myself, but tapping into that fun. Because that's what we were talking about in the group. So we're going to explore that. When I started writing Space Spiders on prom day, when I was moving into that, I'd heard over and over again, as a writer, you just got to put your butt in the seat. You just got to make yourself sit down. And I could just feel that was intuitively wrong. I mean, yes, pages could get done, but the making, the forcing, way too, I'm going to say masculine, in that it would cut off the inspiration. It would cut off the creativity, it cut off the fun. And I'm like, how am I going to write a story without tapping into fun and creativity and inspiration? That makes no sense, right? Yes, I could write something, but there has to be a better way. So I'm watching my kid, at that time the youngest one, around 7, playing with these little guys. He's at this table and they're jumping around and they're he's making sounds, and then he has this little Hot Wheels car that he's and I'm like, that's it. That is how I want to write. That sense of play and that spirit. So I watched him 5, 10, 15, 20. He's just there, not even aware that I'm there, not aware of anything. That's like totally fun zone. I'm like, that's it. So I did talk to him. He gets done playing, and I talked to him. I said, well, actually, I think I interrupted him, and I said, how do you know who's gonna win? That's what I said. Who's gonna win? And he's like, I don't know yet. And I was like, another light bulb went up. I was like, that's brilliant. He literally doesn't know what's going to happen as he's creating. Now, does that mean when I was writing Space Spiders on prom day, I didn't know where it was going to go or what? No, I had specific ideas. I knew there was going to be a big boss battle at the end. I knew there was going to be a scene afterwards with Chevy and Sweetie and whoever else survived, right? So I knew that overall, but I didn't know exactly how they were going to get there. I didn't know all the twists and turns of the big boss battle. I didn't know exactly, I knew the overall feeling that I wanted at the end scene, but I didn't know exactly how that was going to play out and tie out. So that was the spirit of adventure. And the reason why so many people, I think in America, maybe the world, have a really hard time of creating with fun is because in America, and perhaps everywhere else on the planet, we are raised to make ourselves do things. We make ourselves go to school. We make our kids go to school. We make ourselves go to work. We make ourselves go to the DMV. We make ourselves, so we have this history, literally 10, 15 years of making ourselves do something that we don't necessarily want for the result. So then when we go, hey, now I got time to create. Now I really want to create. I've been thinking about creating for 10 years. I'm going to finally do this. So, hey, how do I approach this? Oh, I'm going to make myself do it, because that's how we get things done here in America. We make ourselves do it. But creativity is totally different, especially when it's from a heart and soul place, because making does not happen. It does not tap us into or allow us to tap into. It actually shuts off the connection to, sometimes I go into this whole thing about creating with a masculine and feminine. Masculine is the doing, typing, painting, weaving, whatever it is, and the feminine is the inspiration. So it's more of a dance, and it's a flow, and it's a play, right? And we discover it as we happen, as opposed to just the masculine of going to work and doing this paper and, oh, I'm going to do an all-nighter now and cram this thing. That's vastly different. So I invite you to possibly look at nature, watch other kids play, look at your dog and cat, look at like when I say nature, like a waterfall, and say, I want to create like that. Maybe it's a dancer, maybe it's a sports player that's just fantastic, right? You're like, I want to write like that, and then tap into that and give that a whirl. And as we've explored and said with my clients, and we've also possibly talked about, is doing it for myself, having the fun and the spirit and the joy, and then creating, and it's the doing, and it's with the openness and the flow and the fun and discovering, and a great way of is like, I wonder what's going to happen, and then I'll let that go. Enjoy.